Hello, everyone. I'm Adam from Speak Up Radio, and today I have,
Hey man, how's it
oh,
going?
as we all know, as we all know him as Scotty Rawk.
Yeah, that's better.
How you doing, man?
5 seconds in and we're already making blunders.
It's
No
'cause
man, I'm sound.
it's because it comes up. It's your name on Zoom, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm good, man. How are you? Hope you're well.
I'm fantastic, mate. Mate, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Making blunders left and right. I'm great. Won't be my
Good.
podcast if we don't make blunders.
Good man, good. That's what I want to hear.
For those of you at home, Mr. Scotty Rawk is at the gym. It's my first time doing a podcast with someone at the gym. It's a bit
Yeah. I'm just hoping that you're not getting a lot of bleed from the music that's in the background, and you are primarily just getting me. But
yeah, the music's actually not too bad. I can hear
Good.
the odd crank here or there, but yeah, the quality is actually pretty good.
Good. I mean, you'll have to deal with a couple of grunts here and there because I've just finished some heavy squats and I'm now on to glute drives. So
Ooh.
yeah, I'll try and bash them out whilst you're talking, and hopefully it won't be so grunty for people listening.
No problem, mate. This should be a fun one. So while we're interviewing Scotty Rawk, we're hearing in a lot of pain in the gym. So yeah, there's that one. Just out of curiosity though, where did the name Scotty Rawk come from?
So give me 2 secs. Yeah, the name Scotty Rawk actually came from it was a little bit of an impromptu promo. So it was very early on in my training, and obviously, as you know, part of being a professional wrestler is the ability to cut promos.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like an impromptu promo. We basically got told, get in the ring, be in character, we want your name, why we should book you, and who you're going to face at this event. So they wanted name, date of the show, why they should book you, and why people should buy tickets. And me being sort of, my first, maybe it was like my 3rd or 4th session there, so I was still quite new. And I was, obviously, there's nothing worse than doing anything in front of your peers. So it was just like, it was an impromptu promo of who I was and why I should be booked and why you should come and see me wrestle. And yes, Scotty Rawk just came out. I believe originally I just came out and said I was Scott Rawk, but that was quickly adapted because I think Scotty seems to roll off the tongue a bit more. Scotty is easier to chant. And Rawk itself, R-A-W-K, it's what all the cool kids, when I was sort of, 13, 14, it's what we used to refer to the sort of music that we listened to, or like any kind of alternative music was, it was rock music. It wasn't rock music. It wasn't heavy metal. It was old emo kids of the MySpace days. Everything was raw XD. So, alternative music was rock music.
MySpace, we're back some there, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're showing a bit of age with that one. That's interesting, though.
Funnily enough, I never actually had MySpace.
Never
I was I was too young for MySpace, but a lot of my sort of the people I was hanging around with, all like the Grebs and the Goths at the church and the ones that hang around at skate parks and stuff, they all had MySpace. So I was down with the kids and I was in with the lingo. But yeah, I didn't actually have a MySpace profile myself, so you can talk to me all you want about who was in your top 8 and things like that, but realistically, I don't have a clue what you're about.
I think I was at the point, I think I was in that transition with MySpace where it was kind of dying out a bit. I had MSN, but
MSN was the
MySpace.
days.
That MSN were the days, yeah. That was that was quality content right there. if you wanted to talk to your best mate, that MSN was the days. And if they didn't reply to you, just nudge them until they did.
BRB, off for tea.
Oh,
and webcam for webcam, talking to your mates after school after you've been sitting in a classroom with them all day.
Yeah, pretty much.
What you up to? Not much. You. And that was how all the conversations went.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm feeling good talking about this now. It took a turn off MySpace I didn't expect. And now I'm feeling old. So, yeah, funny enough that you're actually in the gym, because the past about 14 months have been, well, it's safe to say pretty shite for everyone. But you've undergone a mental transition body-wise. You've got yourself into bloody great shape, and a lot of that would have been working out from home.
Oh, you're going to make me blush. There's no two ways about it, and I'm not trying to, be up my own arse or anything, but yeah, I've undergone quite a big transition, and I've undergone quite a big change, not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, environmentally. Like, a lot of big things have happened in this past year. And I do think it's been a case of, like, lockdown has been a prison or a paradise, depending on sort of how you've dealt with things and what you've made of it. So, it's really given me the opportunity to sort of sit back and evaluate, where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do moving forward, which sort of being on top of my body and mind and soul to a certain extent has been the top of my priority list. So yeah, it's been a mad transformation physically, but it's been even bigger sort of mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, because a lot of people see the physical transformation, they don't think about what it does to you emotionally and what it does mentally, because your mindset completely shifts from one to the other.
Yeah, 100%. And this is one thing so the program that I joined sort of last year during the first lockdown was Train with Nush. It's his 36-week physique. And he's a big advocate of mind first, physique second. Like, everything follows hand in hand kind of thing. So if you sort of conquer your mind and you are focused, you are determined, and you're in a good mental space, because tell the truth, like I've suffered with mental health issues so much, like over the past, well, at least half a decade. So really being in, like, having that mindset shift and having something to focus on and really sort of seeing the benefits of my work has been such a positive impact of this past year.
Yeah, I can empathise completely. I mean, I'm on my way at the moment to making a change like that. I've got some goals, some short, some not long, but mid to long. Got some goals to hit, but I'm seeing Alex. Alex is my PT, and she's. I mean, when you have a 2-time spitting bodybuilder as your PT, she is absolutely phenomenal. You just can't complain at all. Like, we were doing on Tuesday, we were doing leg press, and I managed to get up to 230 kilo for 5 reps, and that for me was just insanity for me. And
that's mad. I mean, how much do you weigh?
About 11 stone, ballpark estimate.
Yeah, so I think about 11 stone is about 70 kilos. So leg pressing borderline 3 times your body weight potentially, like, is incredible. It's amazing. That's the sort of thing that you should be proud of and the sort of thing you should be getting recognition for.
Thank you. It's insane. It's weird for me, to fathom. I get up and I'll just be buzzing. I absolutely buzzing. Like, it's £507. Like, think about the Big Show. I just big.
That's the Big Show, man.
It's insane.
Your leg pressing the Big Show.
It's mental. Like, my legs and downwards are absolutely fantastic for me. It's my upper body I need to work on because I'm not good at working upper body. For me, it's like a mental block.
It's a heavy leg session that I'm in the middle of now.
Yeah. I love leg day, though. A lot of people hate it. I'm the 1% that likes leg day.
I'm learning to love it. I mean, there's nothing better than, your quads post-pump, but...
Oh, yeah. I know that much, yeah. 100%. So, not long ago, you shared your TED Talk that you did.
Yes.
And I wouldn't mind if I had something to talk about. Of course, it's something. It is something that I've looked at with. I've watched a few TED Talks, and I don't know how to explain it, how to get the words out. It's something I'd love to do. Maybe not a TED Talk, but to talk to people about mental health and things like that. But talking to a room full of people, then you must have been nervous. It must have been difficult to go step out there.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really prepares you for that. And so the TED Talk itself was about how I've dealt with my mental health issues. I mean, I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression sort of from being 16, 17. And nothing triggers your anxiety like public speaking or the build up to something new, something scary, something unknown. So, yeah, you kind of borderline have a little bit of a freak out and a bit of a panic. But I got up there and, cracked a couple of jokes, made a few people smile and eased myself into it, and then spoke about my journey and where I'd been and what I'd done in regards to my own mental health, and sort of, I don't know, maybe a few tips and tricks that I've found help me deal with my own demons, and sort of things that I've found sort of keep them at bay a little bit. But yeah, it was a really, really cool experience, and I felt honoured in a way that I was asked to do it. So yeah, it was a really, really cool experience. I'm a big mental health advocate because I feel as though nothing changes unless you open that conversation. By opening that conversation and by creating that narrative, you create a sense of, you create a way for people to realise that it is okay to not be okay, and it is okay to talk about the things you're going through. Like, I say it as openly as if you broke your arm, you'd go to the hospital. If they prescribed you some painkillers, you'd take the painkillers for pain relief. So if you're suffering from a broken mind or a damaged mind, then why would you not speak to someone? Why would you not seek help that is going to improve your quality of life?
I've said that exact same thing, different wording, but I've said that exact same thing on the radio. I have the exact same frame of mind that you do, and I agree 100%. And it's interesting when you think about the physical rather than the tangible rather than the intangible, because a broken arm or broken leg is tangible, whereas mental health issues, they're intangible. So because you cannot physically see it, people just they disregard it, and it's a shame that they do, but they do. It's that really thing of be disregarded.
No, it's that thing of people tend to suffer in silence because they don't know if other people are going to have felt the same in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, So I don't know, maybe like you trip and you fall and you get a bruise. Everyone knows what a bruise looks like. Everyone knows what a bruise feels like. So you're going to get some kind of, oh man, how have you done that? Like,
Yeah.
whereas mental health, like, it's not visible. You can't see that. So the only way that anyone is going to be aware that you're suffering is by being able to sort of, you know, someone asks you, oh, how are you feeling today? And you go, actually, I'm not having the best of times. And that allows you to open up and start that conversation.
Yeah. And there's nothing, absolutely nothing stronger than admitting to yourself that you need help. There's nothing stronger because you're battling with your own mind and you're not going to win. It's insane. It's absolutely... Oh, sorry, music creeping in there.
Sorry.
It's a really difficult battle because you're battling with yourself.
Yeah. You're battling with yourself and you're battling with the idea that people are going to pass judgment.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it is quite taboo.
Yeah, it's still to this day, and we're getting there. We are getting there, but it is still quite taboo to think about and to talk about. But yeah, it's something that the world as a whole is working on. But
yeah, it's becoming gradually more and more understood, especially sort of in the modern day, and now the media understand how important the maintenance around good mental health can be. Sadly, it takes for it to be at the forefront of the media. Sadly, it sometimes takes a tragedy.
It does.
And as we know, a lot of people that suffer with mental health issues have, not been able to find that escape and not been able to find that way out. And that's sort of where you will see it in the news. There's more been done for mental health awareness, I feel, in the past couple of years. Because when I started talking openly in regards to mental health, like, it was still quite taboo and it was still quite not frowned upon, but just not understood.
Yeah, and people need to just take the leap to... They just need to make the effort to understand. And once someone sees that you're making the effort to understand, then there you go. Like, that should be... that's enough for them to understand that you are trying to make an effort to understand, and they
exactly.
It takes that effort to understand.
As you say, like, there could be people that you see every single day, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's friends, and if you say, "How are you feeling?" and they go, "Yeah, not so bad." And you go, okay, cool, and move on with your day, then, it's kind of brushing it off. And it's not really... I'm not saying everyone's going to be open and honest and everyone's going to speak to you and sort of, bare their demons to you and everything, but that's what I've learned. I've learned to sort of always ask people how they are twice. How are you? And they go, yeah, not so bad. And then you really ask them and you go, how are you really? And sometimes they'll look at you funny and be like, well, I just told you I'm fine. And other times, like, they'll reevaluate and they'll think and they'll be like, this person actually cares.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've taken time out of your day to actually talk, So a lot of people just go, oh, you're all right, pal. And usually in England, that's a greeting, especially up north. That's a greeting. You're all right, pal, how you doing? So when someone actually does go, seriously, how are you?
Yeah.
It can catch them off guard a little bit. So during this TED talk as well, sorry, that was that music on the phone. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, it's either me grunting or the music peaking, you don't know.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, it was evident through the TED talk that pro wrestling for you is like a safe haven. Like
Yeah.
it's like an escape, and a lot of it seems that way for a lot of wrestlers as well. Like it's a way for you to get away from not to get away from problems in real life, but it's like a safe haven for you to rest. That comes out right.
I'd argue it's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
I'd argue it is. It is a way to escape from real life. Like, I step into a wrestling ring and I'm not thinking of the problems that I face day to day. I'm thinking of putting on the best performance I can for the crowd that's there.
Yeah.
Like, they've not paid money to learn, what I've done at work or sort of how shit things have been day to day. They're there to see a performance and they're there to see the best version of yourself. So if you can deliver that, wrestling's like, it really is an escape from real life. And that's why, performance can be the best medicine at times.
Yeah. Like when I go Future Shock, like about 2 hours, whatever happens outside of that, that show, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It's a safe haven for a lot of people, like not just wrestlers, but it's a safe haven for ring announcers, for referees, for people that are working the lights, people that are working the sounds, wrestling fans, the crowd. Everyone is there for the same reason, and that reason is to be a part of the best possible show they can.
Yeah, it is incredible because you get so many people coming up with so many different characters and storylines, and you get so immersed in the stories that they're telling you. It's just incredible. So yeah, I don't mean the wrestler, but yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, and for those few hours, you can be Scotty Rawk. Like you can be the person away from the person.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, especially now, I'm wrestling more and more for different promotions, for different areas in the country. Like, I'm opening myself up to a new fan base, and as much as the core of Scotty Rawk's character is very much me turned up to 11, like, I don't know, the crowds at BWR, my hometown promotion, get a different version of Scotty Rawk to say the crowds at North in Newcastle, or the crowds at Tidal in Leeds, or, the ones that Odyssey Pro Wrestling are going to get in August, or Prime Wrestling are going to get in October. Like, each time I'm reinventing myself, and no two matches are the same, no two shows are the same. I like to keep things fresh and I like to keep people on their toes. So it's that freedom to be allowed to be whoever you want to be.
That's what I love. That's exactly what I love, because you can sit there in the crowd and you can tell these people in the ring are having fun, they're enjoying themselves, and that's what you want to see. It's when they're having fun, it bleeds into the crowd.
Yeah.
So I'd ask if there's anything else, if there's anything specific or anything else you'd like to say about mental health, but I think it's been covered quite decently. But if there's anything you'd like to say, if anyone's struggling that's listening to this.
Yeah, I really want to hit home again the fact that it's okay to not be okay. Owning your own okayness, be it good or bad, happy or sad, being able to say, this is me and I am proud of my journey and I am proud of where I've come from. That takes balls and self-acceptance and being able to be comfortable in your own skin, your own mind, and around the people that you love and that love you. that's where the magic really happens. And, you know, if you feel as though any of your friends or family or loved ones have maybe been a little bit quiet recently, or maybe have been acting out or not acting themselves, or made you really question, like, something funny's going on and something's not quite right with them, speak to them. Be open and honest and ask them the questions that, you know, you may find difficult to ask and they may initially find difficult to hear. But, you know, you never know. You could save a person's life, you could save a friend's life, and you could save, like, the future of someone that you genuinely care about.
I'll argue with you there. Absolutely bang on. Absolutely bang on. With the future of pro wrestling, with wrestling coming back and it looking more and more as time goes by, looking more and more promising, do you have any goals, future goals or ambitions for the future?
So I actually said that. Sorry, I'm just finishing that last set. Ooh.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I actually said that when wrestling returned, I didn't expect to pick up where I left off, because I was just getting to a point where, you know, I was starting to get out there. My face was starting to be seen at different promotions. I was starting to wrestle up and down the country. So I wasn't expecting to, as I say, pick up where I left off. And my goal for wrestling returning was by the end of 2022 or during 2022, I wanted to be wrestling 2 or 3 times a month.
Sounds good.
Because when we left things off in 2019, I mean, I wrestled for 4 different promotions, 4 times in October, 3 in November, 4 again in December. And then I had a few shows here and there, sort of early 2020, you know, January, February, March, and then we went into lockdown. So I said, you know, once wrestling's returned, within the year of it returning, and within a year to 18 months, I want to be at the point where I'm wrestling 2 or 3 times a month for different promotions in different parts of the country. And then I sat back the other day and I wrote all of my dates in my diary. You know, very adult, very grown-up thing to do. I've got a diary. And I've got 2 or 3 dates every month from July. So I think that's incredible.
Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant.
So I think my next goal is to wrestle outside of the UK.
Oh, what do you think? Anywhere specific?
I'd love to wrestle in Europe. I'd love to wrestle for promotions in Germany. I'd love to wrestle in Ireland. I'd love to wrestle in France. But ideally, my main goal, I'd love to go and wrestle in Japan. I would love nothing more than to, you know, have work regularly enough to go and do 6 months to 9 months, a year out in Japan. That'd be incredible. And then who knows, like the States, every young kid dreams of being a professional wrestler for big companies, and the opportunities are becoming more and more sort of out there.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. And who knows, one day you might be in America, you might be in Japan. One day,
Scotty Rawk might be a household name, and you might be able to see my mug on the telly. You know, that's truly the dream, isn't it? My mug on an action figure in a Mattel's box. That's why I watched wrestling as a kid.
And I'll be buying one.
I'd sign it for you.
Oh, he's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart. Well, Scotty, do you have any social media or anything to plug?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I'm just at Scotty Rawk. That's SCOTTY RAWK. And on Instagram, I am Rawk and Wrestling. That's RAWKN and Wrestling. You can also follow my band on Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We are at Orphan Band, and we just released a brand new single last week called Home Record. So you can check us all out there, and you can keep up to date with where I am, what I'm doing, and the music that the boys are producing, and where you can catch us.
And it'll all be in the description, including the band. Check them out. I implore you to. Scotty, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure. I apologise.
All right.
Yeah, not so bad. How's yourself? Yeah, I apologise for any grunts that you can hear in the background of me bashing out those reps. But I'm just trying to be in the best physical shape I can be for when wrestling returns.
Hey, this is the Scotty Rawk we want in the future. See you later, mate. Thank you.
See you soon. Cheers, buddy.